I guess like yeah, we'll move on to the next side, which is I guess like yeah, like for on-chain data, I think there are consistent, kind of updates, and I guess like with ZK, we kind of discussed like what are you kind of seeing for like the evolution of on-chain data right now? Like, as we become either, like I think more CeFi activity or more DeFi activity. I don't know what it's gonna be depending on like SEC's like, current action. I honestly don't know if this space will get bigger as a whole, smaller as a whole. And like they seem to be gunning for everything, and I just don't know like where people will be kind of residing their liquidity. What kind of challenges or what kind of like like outlook do you see for on-chain data, and like how are you guys kind of like obviously with the the day one history bubble, I think there was a very interesting kind of like innovation and features that you guys are building. But how are you guys like prepping for like the future trend of the on-chain data?
I think on-chain data has a long way to go, my friend. We're still very early stages.
Mm,
There's one thing that I like to say, and it's a true fact. There is less people right now in DeFi than people playing badminton worldwide. It's a true
I
statistic.
agree. They're
So
very few. Yeah, like these on-chain protocols are minting money with like 1,000 people as a DAU.
it is insane.
Yeah.
And with we there is so many new blockchains that are coming. It's such a dynamic market. You have Sui and Sei and Aptos and all these blockchains that are trying to bring something new to the table. And every time with all these blockchains, it's a brand new universe of on-chain data that is coming as well with them.
Oh, okay, okay. Interesting.
So yeah, on-chain data is permanently expanding. And the thing is, I come from when I came into crypto in 2017, people forget, but there were so on-chain data was less dominant because everything was happening on centralized exchange. I
Right.
don't know if you remember this time, if you were there or not.
No, I wasn't.
In 2017, everything was happening on centralized exchange,
Mm-mm. Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
you had this all everything, all the
Yeah.
trading, all the launch of new tokens, they were all happening on centralized exchange. And the problem was that you don't have much information on what's happening on the centralized exchange. It's only them have all the information. But then what happened is that as DeFi started to explode and you have decentralized exchange that came and strong incentives for people to join DeFi,
Mm.
then suddenly you have many people that left the centralized exchange to get these incentives. And this is where NFTs started to pop up and all these liquidity pools, which comes with a lot of on-chain data. So on-chain data, the market of on-chain data really exploded when people left CeFi to go to DeFi. And I think with everything that happened in 2022, with Celsius and 3AC and FTX, it was really for many people the time where they said, "All right, CeFi for me is over. I've lost too much. I've trusted too much. Let me go to DeFi and be responsible for my own destiny."
Right.
And I think this movement is going to keep happening. More and more people are going to bridge from CeFi to DeFi. I'm not saying CeFi is going to die at all.
Mm.
CeFi is necessary, but it's a balance between both. But right now, it's heavily imbalanced. There's way too much people using CeFi that goes against the very own principle of crypto. Crypto is own your own key, not give your keys to someone else.
Right,
That's
right.
the basic. And as this movement keeps happening, people transitioning from CeFi to DeFi, it means by design that there is going to be more on-chain activity, which
Okay,
means
okay.
more patterns, more for us to examine, more for us to investigate. And yeah, I think on-chain data has a bright future.
Okay. So you think that this space will grow more from that?
I'm very confident that this space will grow more.
Got
And it's
it.
actually crazy when you think. when you look at the on-chain market, I can share this from Bama perspective as a company in on-chain data.
Yeah.
The amount of unicorn that on-chain data has produced is actually insane.
Ah, okay.
Chainalysis,
Yeah.
Chainalysis is valued 7 billion.
Yeah.
They launched in 2014. They were quite early, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Nansen is valued 700 million.
Right.
They launched, what, 4 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Dune is valued over 1 billion.
Right.
This is insane. And this is because the venture capital don't necessarily are not basing their assumptions on their revenue, because those companies are not making that much revenue,
Mm.
but more so on the potential that this market one day is going to be so dominant, everybody's going to be using on-chain data, that these companies are a bit overvalued compared to their
Mm.
revenue. But
Mm.
that's the market.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean that's pretty interesting. Yeah, I mean I agree. It's like I think like CZ said it as well. I think we're he believes I think centralized exchanges will be more obsolete, like maybe 10, 15 years from now. And I think that's why he's making a lot of bet into like BSC and things like that. But all in all, yeah, I think DeFi has a pretty bright future. Um, I guess with the ease of, it depends on the regulation as well. So like that's another big blocker. But we'll see. Sorry, Don Yu. Hey, how's it going, man? Yusuf, Don Yusuf. Sorry, I only saw the first name there. Are you there? I think you're on mute. Don Yusuf from Hong Kong. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can. Let me know if you can't.
Hey, what up? I can
Yo,
hear
what's
you.
up?